Hey buddies, Mr. Pugly here, coming at you with another video. Today we're going to be talking about health gating and what it actually means. Now, health gating has been introduced in the game for a very long time, but it surprises me that so many players don't actually know about this OP mechanic. This mechanic allows you to essentially, I should be showing a clip right now, to basically be invincible as long as you're regaining health. And it's a very easy mechanic and it's very easy to abuse. You can abuse it in every single game. But before we get into the meat and potatoes of the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on Twitch in the top right. You have no idea how much helps me out. And let's get into the video.
Legendary? Whoa! No way, dude!
Now, health gating did first become most popular in Borderlands 2 due to the fact that we had a lot of lifesteal abilities or guns that allowed us to abuse this mechanic. I'll be showing some clips on Borderlands 2 right now, but essentially what the game plan with health gating is that every single time you get shot, assuming you're above 50% HP or more, you cannot be killed. Now, this mechanic only works from enemy damage, and we'll get more in depth on what I mean by that in a few moments. But as long as you have a life healing tool like a grog nozzle, like I should be showing right now, you cannot be killed. You can essentially just keep shooting forever without worrying about your HP, because health gating is going to essentially make you invincible for a few seconds before you actually die. And it's very easy to abuse this with lifesteal, which is a huge reason why lifesteal is no longer easy to obtain in Wonderlands. Now, health gating has a very small window, which means that if you do get health gated, where essentially you get one shot by an enemy and you had 50% HP or more, you're going to basically be invincible for around 1.5 seconds. So you can't essentially just stand around and do nothing. So you got to keep that in mind. You can't essentially rely on a tool that is going to heal you every 2 seconds, similar to like how I rely on the sacrificial skeep in a lot of Wonderlands builds. Because this allows you to abuse health gating, you still got to move around a tiny bit to avoid damage for the 0.5 seconds of vulnerability that you have before the sacrificial skeep heals you again. In Borderlands 3, it was especially easy, as I'll be showing in the clip right now of Borderlands 3, me just using a random, really poor optimized flak build, and I was able to kill the Hermie boss, albeit not very fast, but eventually, due to the fact that I could get this enchantment or anointment, at the time they were called anointments on Borderlands 3, with any gun that had axe skill and give you lifesteal essentially. But with that enchantment, you were able to essentially stay alive forever, as you can see on the clip right here. No matter how many times Hermie shot me, I was able to stay alive. Now, there's a few things that health gating does not protect you from. It does not protect you from damage over time or environmental damage. So you might be remembering a moment in your life when you were playing Borderlands or even Wonderlands and you shot a barrel and it instantly downed you. That's because environmental damage downed you immediately no matter what. I can see right here, I'm right next to a puddle. If I were to do some bullet damage or any damage to the puddle, it does environmental damage, as you can see right here. And no matter how high my HP is, I'm going to eventually get downed by environmental damage, because health gating just doesn't work for that at all. Besides environmental damage, you can also get one-shotted by self-damage. So self-damage is obviously when you shoot yourself with an explosive, most commonly like a rocket launcher. People usually discover the self-damage, but any self-damage gun you can get one-shotted by. So the only time health gating is really going to help you is when enemies are dealing damage to you and not environmental damage and not self-damage. Now, as I said before, you can abuse health gating very easily by having something that restores your HP to above 50% HP or more. Now, because of this, it is very popular to abuse health gating, which is a very common term in the community, to basically kill raid bosses, as I was showing with the Hermie clip, and I'll show again. With this mechanic, even with a super bad build, even with a build that does like very poor damage, I'm able to kill Hermie after a prolonged period of time without any skill at all, just because of health gating abuse. And this has been a staple in the Borderlands community for a very long time. A lot of builds use health gating to allow them to survive. Most Zane builds did that, most Amar builds, Moze builds, and I know some Flak builds also did it as well. I'd say 99% of Amar and Zane builds use health gating to essentially stay alive forever. I know with Moze, I would use rushing offensive to stay alive forever because of health gating, but that was a pretty hard mechanic to 100% nail down. I remember people telling me that wasn't the ideal way to build, but I always like building that way, but that's not really a discussion for this video. The main purpose of this video was to teach you the importance of health gating. Health gating is a very powerful tool that most players don't know about, and you should learn about it. So hopefully this video sheds some light on health gating, gets to as many people as possible. Share this to as many people as possible so they of course know how to abuse this mechanic, because this mechanic can be a lifesaver for a lot of builds. It can be the difference between rage quitting from a boss fight and successfully killing a boss. So hopefully this video helps those who are getting frustrated on a boss that they cannot kill, or even this just perhaps in the future people looked up health gating and found this video and hopefully found this helpful. But as always, a big shout out to the members who make these videos possible. We got Clairvoyance, Rigging Glacius, Graverolf, Cameron, Witchkeeper, and Call Doctor. These are the people who support me as little as $5 a month, and you can also support me as little as $5 a month by clicking the link in the comments or description or on the top right to become a member. The more members we have, the closer I get to becoming full-time, which of course means more videos for you guys. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I hope y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.
And the last shall be first to immerse in a pass out heat, facing him out with a moxie melt till he woke up drowning in tchotchke hell. War in a cave with a torch on a wall, then a window arrangement of porcelain dolls.